Howdy friends, welcome back to Meister. There's something really satisfying about cooking ribs well. Not because they're complicated, because they're really not, but ribs reward patience more than almost anything else on the smoker. Today we're cooking a pair of prime St. Louis style pork ribs using a variation of the classic 3-2-1 method. Now personally, I tend to reach for St. Louis ribs over baby back ribs. They've got a little more fat, a little more meat, and in my experience, they're a bit more forgiving during a long cook. For seasoning, I'm keeping things simple with Clark Crew Barbecue's Royal Rib Rub. Now before we season anything, we've got one important piece of prep work to tackle. This thin membrane on the back of the ribs can become chewy during the cook. It's not the end of the world if you leave it on, but removing it gives you a better bite and allows seasoning and smoke to reach more of the meat. A butter knife and a paper towel are usually all you need. Sometimes it comes off in one clean sheet, and sometimes it makes you work for it. Next up is a light coat of yellow mustard. If you've never used mustard as a binder, don't worry, you won't taste it in the finished product. Its job is simply to help the seasoning stick evenly across the surface. Now you can use olive oil, hot sauce, or even mayonnaise. I've tried all of these and truthfully they all work great, but yellow mustard is inexpensive, effective, and it's always sitting in the refrigerator, so that's usually what I reach for. Now go ahead and slather it up. When it comes to ribs, seasoning is about building layers. I want enough rub to create a flavorful bark, but not so much that it completely buries the flavor of the pork. Today we're using Clark Crew Barbecue's Royal Rib Rub. That's a mouthful. Clark Crew Barbecue is an award-winning barbecue joint located in Oklahoma City. This rub has some nice sweetness, balanced by spices including chili pepper, dehydrated garlic and onion, and paprika for that beautiful red color. One thing I've learned over the years is that barbecue rewards consistency. Apply your seasoning evenly. Take your time. You want a nice, healthy dusting covering every square inch. We've got some friends coming over tonight, so I'm going to quickly get this second rack ready to go. At this point, we're looking good. Now it's time to let the smoke do its work. Today's cook is happening on my Traeger ironwood. For pellets, I'm using Smoky Woods Champion Blend, a mix of hickory, oak, and mesquite. Hickory brings that classic barbecue character, oak adds some nice balance, and mesquite contributes just enough boldness without overpowering the pork. I'll preheat the smoker to 225 degrees Fahrenheit and turn on the super smoke feature to maximize that flavor. But don't worry if your unit doesn't have that function, it'll still turn out great. Meanwhile, Teddy is hard at work supervising the operation. Every pitmaster needs quality control. Once the smoker is preheated, the ribs can finally go on. This first stage is all about smoke, color, and bark development. We'll let them ride for roughly 3 hours. And while the clock gives us a rough framework, we're really paying attention to how the ribs look and feel. After the first hour, I'll start spritzing with a 50-50 mixture of apple juice and apple cider vinegar. The goal isn't to soak the ribs, just a light mist. This helps maintain surface moisture and encourages smoke adhesion while keeping the bark from drying out too quickly. The second hour gets the same treatment. One of my favorite things about barbecue is that it forces you to slow down. The ribs don't care about your schedule. You work on their timeline. Okay, we're 3 hours in, and the color is exactly where I want it. We've built a solid bark, the meat has started pulling back from the bones, and now we're ready for the stage where the tenderness really develops. For the wrap, I'm adding a few pads of butter and a sprinkle of brown sugar. This stage is often called the braise phase. Once sealed inside the foil, the ribs begin cooking in a warm, humid environment. That moisture helps break down connective tissue and collagen that would otherwise remain tough. This is where ribs begin their transformation from good to great. After wrapping, they head back onto the smoker. The traditional method says 2 hours, but temperature matters more than the clock. I'm looking for roughly 200 degrees internal temperature and enough time at that temperature for the connective tissue to fully soften. I'm keeping the smoker at 225 degrees for this second phase of the cook. But if you want to expedite things a little bit, you can titch the temperature up to about 275. I'm checking these after a little over 2 hours, and we're reading between 201 and 204. More importantly, the probe is sliding in with very little resistance. That's usually a good sign that the collagen is broken down and the ribs are ready for the final stage. And now comes one of the most satisfying moments in barbecue, the reveal. For sauce, I'm keeping things simple with sweet baby raise. Is it fancy? No. Does it work? Yes. A lot of backyard barbecue is about using what you've got and executing the fundamentals well. The ribs are already cooked. The sauce is simply the finishing touch. Once the ribs are sauced, they're going back on the smoker uncovered for about 30 minutes. This gives the sauce time to set and develop a richer texture. What we're after isn't a wet layer of sauce. We want it lightly tacky and bonded to that bark. One thing people often misunderstand about ribs is tenderness. Perfect ribs shouldn't fall completely off the bone. When you lift them, you want a nice horseshoe bend. Tender enough to bite cleanly, but structured enough to hold together with a little bit of chew. Now this is the payoff for your diligent work. Good color, good bark, beautiful smoke ring, and the meat that still has just enough structural integrity to stay attached to the bone. It's exactly what I was shooting for. Wow, that's good. Now that's a really good rib. The pork still comes through, the seasoning complements rather than dominates, the texture is tender without becoming mushy, and that balance between smoke, sweetness, and bark is exactly what I look for. Thanks for spending part of your day with me. Until next time, keep the fire lit.